righty there, everybody. Welcome to episode number 6 of The Hidden Window. Hope everyone had a good week. Bob, hope things are going well. You know what, Bob? This episode is for you and the boys in the bunker down there. So give it a good listen. Take the whole time. Don't hit the delete switch right away, okay? Just give it some time to play out, will you? I think you may be surprised at the end. All right. Let's turn to some lighthearted news. Let's go to the city of brotherly love. Yes, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We're going to talk about the Philadelphia Phillies and their fans. Well, Philadelphia fans in general. Philly fans they're one of a kind. I've been to a lot of games growing up. I lived in, near the area, and they're their own class. I mean, I love Philly fans. Other people have a problem with them, not me. They're known for throwing snowballs at opposing teams, which I don't have a problem with. I mean, they've even thrown snowballs at Santa. Maybe a little bit touchy there, but, still, they're their own breed. Well, folks, they crossed a proverbial line. They finally killed the golden goose. How did they do it, you might ask? Hot dogs. Hot dogs were the final straw. Kind of a weird way to end it, to cross the line, but just kind of listen to it. So, Philly they had dollar hot dog night for a long time. It was like a tradition in the stadium. Go there, watch a game, dollar hot dogs, everything's great. Well, last year, about April, they just went off the edge. They took a bite out of the hot dog, and they started whipping these things all over the stadium. They're raining down from the upper decks, and there are hot dogs everywhere. So management said, you know what? That's it. No more dollar hot dog night in Philly. So I hate to break it to you, those who might not have heard this yet. Yes, dollar hot dog night has gone the way of the dodo for the Philadelphia fans. So Philly fans, sorry. You know what? You're still going to have the 7th inning free. And those are free. They're hot dog shooter. You have to fight for it, but, it's Philadelphia. You guys are used to doing that. So those are free. But if you really need your dollar hot dog fix, drive across the state, go see the Pirates play in Pittsburgh. They will have dollar hot dog night. You want to keep driving west, go out to Minnesota, see the Twins play. You want to go down south, go to Texas, see the Rangers play. Just no longer in Philadelphia. So Phillies fans, sorry. Just the way it is.
There was a turtle by the name of Bert, and Bert the turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do. He ducked and covered. Ducked.
All right, thank you, Bert. Bert, Bert the Turtle, that song just finds its way into relevance, and it's going to do so again in this episode. So we're going to talk about the moon landings. That's one of the things I just love listening to is moon landings. I can't get enough on it. I find it very intriguing. I like anything that's going to stimulate my thought. And episodes on moon landings they just always do. Richard Serrick just had a great program on those on one of his recent shows not too long ago. It was great listening. I want to look at this in a very, very different way. I want to look at it in 2 phases. One, what did these missions what absolutely did happen as a result of them? And then transversely, what by the grace of God did not happen out of these missions? So I grew up in central New Jersey in a very small, iconic town. It really was kind of like growing up in a Hallmark card, looking back at it. As kids, we would go out there on a summer afternoon and everyone would grab their bikes. I had a Schwinn with a banana seat. So all the kids in the neighborhood would go out and grab some clothespins off the back line, and we attached baseball cards to it. And we would put them on the spokes of the wheels, and it would cause a clatter. We must have ruined thousands of baseball cards. So those of you in the baseball card collecting industry or those who have cards and they're going up in value, I think, scarcity creates demand, increased prices. We destroyed tens of thousands of cards. So you people in that industry, you owe us a debt of gratitude. So we were, it's very, very, Hallmark. In the evenings, somebody would find a piece of chalk and they would draw bases in the street. I lived in a very long dead-end street, and someone would just get some chalk, draw some bases. We played kickball. So it was that kind of town, that kind of way of growing up. I remember one summer day in July of 1969, that was the moon landing, the first one. Everyone came over to our house. Why? Because we had the first color TV on the block. So everyone jammed in our living room. I mean, everybody. I thought the floor was going to, just break. But I want to talk about something that absolutely did occur that day. The sense of pride, the sense of awe, you could have cut it with a knife. Even at that very young age, I loved history. And the sense of history at that time did not escape me. I knew what I was looking at. I knew that this was a historical event. And now, by watching it, I was part of history. So that did not escape me. So you had that huge sense of pride, which, I can't put a dollar figure on it, and I simply can't describe it. It was just a national pride. Everybody felt it. So it changed everyone's attitudes. I can tell you that. What also did happen as a result of these moon landings? Well, we had a ton of products come out of it. The list is, it's really long. CAT scans, baby formula, Tang. Remember Tang? You mix it in it. Is Tang still around? I have no idea. But Tang, remember the drink of the moon mission or whatever it was. But Tang, a ton of products came out of these moon missions, all right? Because there were numerous ones after, obviously, the first landing in July of 1969. But maybe, I wonder, was that one of the motives to get a lot of products out and create? The economy was revving, right? We all know that. So that's what came out of that. That's what absolutely did occur as a result of this moon landing, okay? Let's talk about, by the grace of God, what did not happen back then. And this is really important, folks. 1969, what was going on? The Vietnam War. 18, 19-year-old boys were going over, coming back. We lost 55,000, and our country was being torn apart. Those of you back then, you remember that. We were on the edge. And what didn't happen? This event, this moon landing, I think it pulled a lot of us together. So as a country, we didn't tear ourselves apart. We didn't. And that's huge to me. We were at that point where we could have went either way. We were on the precipice of disaster, but this event, this moon landing, and the ones that followed created that sense of pride, that sense of awe. And I think that carried us through. So, Bob, you and the boys in the bunker, my advice to you is, kick the tires and light the fires. I would say, get those Mars missions lined up, because the way we're going to need someone to divert our attention pretty darn soon out there. So that was nationally. Let's look at globally what did not happen. Well, globally, we did not kill ourselves. Us and the Soviets were, the Cold War was going on. That could have turned hot at any moment. We knew the Cuban Missile Crisis. We were, just inches away from nuclear detonation. Inches. So we were going down that path. We could have veered into it very easily. Us and the Soviets spent hundreds of millions of dollars in these programs. And I think by doing so, it just veered us off course just enough where we took our foot off the gas pedal, where we didn't go to that, nuclear holocaust. So that is something, by the grace of God, did not occur by event of these programs, okay? So two things, what happened and what didn't happen. Technology always advances, except in the case of our space program. If you took the normal progression of everything else in technology, look at computer processing. What used to be stored in a building can now be held in the palm of your hands. So if you look at the normal progression of our space program, by now, I should be playing golf on Mars and losing my average, 6 to 10 balls a game. But that's not happening. So one day I wonder if, especially with AI coming out, What if one day we're all going to have to swallow a very bitter pill about these events? Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying if. Let's say one day, if it's inevitable, we have to swallow that bitter pill regarding the moon landing. How are we going to handle that as a country? How are we going to handle that as a people? I think we may stumble momentarily, but we will not fall. Overall nobility of this event, what it did for us as a country, what it did for us as a world, I think that'll carry the day. That'll carry the day and see us through. Mostly because, what did happen and then what did not happen. People will focus on that, and I think we're going to be all right. So there are, many. There are many involved. There are thousands involved in these space programs. A lot of them, sadly, have passed on. It did happen back in 1969 and the early 70s. There are many today who are still alive. And of course, you have, their children and their grandchildren. So by looking back at what happened, and really, most importantly, what did not happen for all of us, I think there's just, one way to say to all of you listening out there who were involved, you did good. You did real good. So thank you. All right, let's go to, pet peeves. I have a lot of them. Do I have more than most people? Probably. I don't know. Maybe I do. I don't know. Well, here's one that just drives me nuts. And I guarantee everyone has to be bugged by this. All right. So I'm out over lunchtime and I want to go into this one place to order something, a sub, and the line's 15 people long. Should I wait? Should I not wait? I'm like, I get back in the car. Nah, forget it. I'll just wait. I'll ring through it. So you wait in line, One of the best feelings, it's like winning a game, is the next guy in line. Well, I'm the next guy in line. And you know what I'm talking about, right? You wait in line, and get up there and you're the next one. You have a clear shot to that counter. You know that you're next. You can kind of, rub your shoulders, roll them a little bit, go, I'm the next guy in line. This is pretty cool. I like this. Knowing that in another second, you'll be at bat. Well, the guy in front of me ruined it. Absolutely shot it, blew it away. How did he do it? This clown has been in line for 15 minutes, okay? He walks up to the counter and goes, let me see what you have. Are you kidding me? You've been in line for 15 freaking minutes and you can't make up your mind what they have? You have to walk up there and ask them what they have. I would say no. You walk up there, not know what you have. I would say, pal, you're out of here. Back in the line. Do it all over again. That drives me nuts. So if you're in line, don't text anybody. Pay attention to the board. It's right in front of you. Have your order ready so that, we can move along here. So that's it. People in line who cannot make up their mind because they're doing something else, right? I hate that. Drives me nuts. Remember, it is a short drive for me. So, all right, everybody, have a good week. Bob, I hope you can play this at the Boys in a Bunker, and maybe it'll give you some solace and grace. All right, take care, everybody. Have a good week.